100 miles from Nigeria's capital. Here now, Jamil Jaffer, founder and executive director of the National Security Institute, and it is wonderful to have you. A tragic incident. You know, earlier this month, as you know, the president said he would send troops into Nigeria, quote unquote, guns a-blazing, if African nation's government continues to allow the killing of Christians. Those were his words. The U.S. has gotten involved in similar scenarios in the past. What are you anticipating in the way of U.S. involvement as we look ahead with this story happening?
Well, Kelly, obviously a tragic situation as you rightly describe it. But we've seen this problem before, right? Boko Haram, the Islamic State West Africa province, they are brutal terrorists. They regularly kidnap people of all faiths, Muslims, Christians alike. We've seen a spate recently of attacks on churches and attacks on Christians, but this is par for the course, going after Muslims and Christians by these terrorist groups. You remember a few years ago, all those young girls were kidnapped as well. So now we've got about 315 children and 12 teachers kidnapped last Friday from a Catholic school. 50 of them have escaped and have been returned to their families, which is terrific. But of course, that leaves 265 children still under confinement by these terrorist groups. There has been some efforts by the Trump administration to potentially go after the Nigerian government for not doing enough. But of course, they're the ones working to return these individuals to their homes. And so we'll see what happens going forward. But at the end of the day, we need to work with the Nigerian government, who ultimately don't want their people being attacked by these terrorist groups. And we need to rebuild our counterterrorism operations against groups like Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa.
You know, and I'm curious, too, 50 of the kidnapped children have now escaped. Does that help authorities? Does it move the needle in recovering the hundreds of others who were taken with them?
Well, Kelly, you know, these children are probably traumatized, but certainly authorities and the Nigerian military that are looking for their children are going to be talking to them, trying to understand, you know, what do you know about your surroundings? What do you know about where you were being held? It's likely that the terrorists are probably trying to move these children because now that 50 have escaped, they may know where they were being held, or they may have some sense. But of course, when you move a large group of individuals like this, you're exposing them and potentially being caught. So I do think that this escape presents opportunities for the return of the other 265. The fact that 50 were to get out and be reunited with their families suggests that they're in an accessible place. So we can all hope that this happens quickly and that these children are returned. Any group, any terrorist group that would kidnap children, Catholic, Christian, Muslim, whatever faith, are obviously horrible people, and they need to be brought to justice. And hopefully the Nigerian government will be able to do that. The U.S. government should come in alongside them and do more to make that happen.
Yeah, it is a horrifying situation, completely unjustified. Agreed there. I wish we had more time on this. I do want to ask you, we've got about a minute left, Jamil. Just into the newsroom, we're learning that China's president, he had a phone call with President Trump. The two met, as you know, last month. They reached this trade truce where Washington lowered tariffs on Chinese goods. Beijing removed certain restrictions on the export of rare earths. What are you reading into the significance of this phone call today?
Well, look, Kelly, it's obviously important that we have the Chinese and American leaders talking, but the Chinese cannot be trusted. President Xi cannot be trusted. And what he raised on the call with President Trump was about Taiwan and about China's desire to get Taiwan back completely. President Trump said he understands that issue, but of course, it would not be acceptable, particularly for a variety of reasons, but because Taiwan's a democracy and because of the huge supply of semiconductors to the world that come from that country. China taking it over will be a disaster for us. And so hopefully President Trump will continue to push back and ensure that Taiwan remains safe, free, and democratic.
All right. Jamil Jaffer, great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.